Hi guys, welcome to this special live stream event courtesy of Inchcape Kenya Limited. Today, in this evening, we are at the heart of BMW, and with me is a gentleman who's going to give us much more details as to why we are here. But for those who are watching wherever you are, in the office, in the car, please make sure you follow us on all our social media handles. It is Inchcape Kenya Limited and at BMW Kenya. If you have any questions in regards to BMW, please make sure you drop a comment or a like, and we'll be able to read the feedback as we continue. So this weekend, the reason why we're here is to talk about the special service, express service courtesy of Inchcape Kenya Limited in partnership with Shell. And we have an amazing offer that is running all the way from the 2nd to 3rd of June, and we're going to give you much more details as to why we should be able to come here. So Inchcape Kenya Motors, for those who do not know, is the official authorized dealer of BMW in Kenya. But before I go any further, I'd like to introduce to you the person who's seated right next to me, and is going to give us some brief description as to why we are here. Karibu sana, Mr. Bernard.
Thank you.
Yes, we're here today on this evening, and I can see there's plenty of BMWs here. Right behind me is this X7, which is like the biggest BMW can ever get. But tell us about the event or the weekend that's coming on this BMW Express service.
Okay, we have the service which will start from 2nd and that of this month.
Yes.
So we are looking forward to do services for BMW.
Yeah.
Which might include 50 points check.
Yeah.
We have engine oil change, we have for filter change, we have mechanical check, which might involve suspension, tires, engine, none of them. All of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about BMW service. Do you have your traditional, minor service and major, or it's a different type of service?
For BMW,
yes,
we don't have major or minor services. We have service, condition-based service. With the BMW, what's there, it shows you when the oil service is due,
yes,
when the brake pads are due, when you require mechanical check is due, it will show you.
But in terms of, bodywork, do you have the quality and the capability to do extra?
Yeah, we do have. We have specialized technician who can handle aluminum materials, carbon fiber materials, all of them.
Wow.
We have.
Now, there's one thing that I've actually tried to understand.
Okay.
The engine oil that we are using right now, we have a partnership with Shell that's happening currently.
Yeah.
Why do you use this Shell Helix Ultra that is fully synthetic oil on BMW engines?
It's product recommended for BMW.
Yes.
One, it has the right viscosity to penetrate to the engine parts.
Yes.
With that, it extends life of the engine.
Yeah.
It also reduces maintenance for the engine.
Yes.
And it also reduces, it has fuel economy maintenance. Yeah.
Now, speaking about diagnostics, what do you check when you plug in the machine into the car? What do you check with the 50-point inspection?
BMW has a lot of electronics.
Yes.
We have the computer, the DME. It's the main computer for the car.
Yes.
We have the junction box electronics.
Yes.
We have the DSC. All of them will be captured in the diagnosis. Yeah.
Now, for anybody who has a grey import, so a Japanese vehicle, it's BMW, right?
We don't discriminate.
We don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Now, for those who are bringing in cars from Japan, what would you advise them to do? Let's say you've just imported a car from Japan. Would you advise them to come here, and then what would you do to these cars so that you give them a good inspection report and a way to maintain them?
It's advised because in Japan it's a different market, Kenya is a different market.
Yes.
So when you bring a grey import, it's good to bring it to the dealership,
yes,
so that we can inspect it. Then from there we can advise you the way forward. Yeah.
And speaking of spare parts, we have a very big issue of fake spare parts that are running across this town.
Yeah.
Why is it important to come here and use genuine BMW parts?
We have the original parts from the manufacturer.
Yes.
They are very affordable. Then we have warrant on parts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of safety, if you buy a fake part or non-genuine part, what risks do you have, say, if you buy fake brake pads for your BMW?
It has a lot of risk involved, like breakdown.
Yes.
Yeah, you are not sure of you reach your destination because the part is not guaranteed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to one also very major important thing. So if I have a BMW in Kisumu or Mombasa, what is the network of Inchcape around the country, and how can I service these cars very easily?
For now, we have two branches in Nairobi and one in Mombasa.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what it does, client can organize the way you can get the car, then you can service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's speak about our fuel quality in Kenya. And it's a big issue, especially for the cars that are coming in from Japan, because they're not expected to have that kind of fuel.
Yeah.
So what do you do when the car comes to Inchcape, just to ensure that it is able to adapt easily to the fuel quality?
Yeah. What we normally do, especially the engine, the transmission system, we normally do a fresh service.
Okay.
We change oil, we filters, and then the plugs if it's a petrol engine. Yeah.
Anyway, enough of that. Now, you've just mentioned that in Mombasa there's something that's happening. Please tell us about this service that is targeting people who are importing cars into Kenya.
We have this service coming from second and third. Whoever is in Mombasa importing a green import, or we have a local BMW local one.
Yes.
It's important to visit Mombasa branch. You have your car service there. Then you'll be in good position.
Another thing that I'd like us to discuss as well on Saturday, I had a question that somebody actually asked me the other day. What happens to when your timing belt or timing chain is worn? I don't know if BMW still does that. Is there a service interval where you normally check the timing chains?
BMW doesn't have a timing belt, it's a timing chain.
Yes.
Whenever the timing chain is loose, the timing can go off. Yes. Causing more damages. Yeah. And also might bring hard start. The engine might start to misbehave. Okay. Yeah. So it's good to have a timing chain. Okay. Check especially vehicles from 100,000 kilometers and above.
What would you advise somebody who wants to sort of raise their BMW, either a 3 Series or a 5 Series that's extremely low? What would you advise them to do?
What happens, because they bring it from a different market to our market, and the roads are a bit different. Yes. You just buy the suspension parts for this market. Okay. Then fit it to your car. Okay. Another thing that we want to discuss also is the fact that during service, how does the service interval go? So do you bring in your car, do you do man hours, or depending on the work, how do you schedule service for clients? For local market, for our market, yes, they normally go between 8,000 to 12,000 kilometers. That's for oil service. Okay. Then for grain imports, depending on the market they are coming from, some go to 24. Okay. Others 34,000, but that's not recommended for our market. Okay. Our market is 12,000. Okay. Now, what's the turnaround time, say, if you had a minor accident and you wanted to fix your BMW? Just say maybe a small frontal impact. How long will it take? Does it take a week, 2 weeks, or depending on the availability of the parts? If the parts are there, it will take a maximum of 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also, we can see somebody else here. There's a guy called Ogada Reviews. Ogada Reviews says, thanks Big Boy Trev for such an amazing work that you're doing. Thank you, Ogada Reviews. I'm actually seeing somebody also on the live chat here, and they're actually saying that Kikimboya, it says, the Japan BMW imports, how does Inchcape deal with softwares which have been doctored? What happened? Yes. If you bring a BMW which has software which is being doctored, yes. When you connect it to our machines, automatically the control unit will fail. Okay. Yeah. So we have to replace the control unit which has been doctored. Yes. Then from there we update it with our software now.
What are the risks if you go that direction, if you're trying to increase performance without...
Also risk you shorten the life of the engine first.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not advisable.
Okay.
To do those small things to the car. Just keep the car as original as it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's speak about classics, because Kenya, BMW has been known for many years. We've seen the boxes, the E30, we've seen the E39, we've seen even the E46s, and there are plenty, and Kenyans love their BMWs. Is it easier to maintain a classic?
Less problems compared to the new ones.
Okay. Yeah. And so far, I know you are a professional in this field. How many E30s have you touched so far? Even the old 7 Series and the 5 Series? The old ones?
I think for the last 2 years, I've dealt with at least 4.
4 of them?
4 of them.
What is the big issue with the N46 engine that is disturbing a lot of Kenyans who are in the 3 Series?
N46, the biggest problem is the normal consumer a lot of oil.
Okay.
What happens, the valves seals normally dry, then they start passing oil to the combustion chamber.
Okay, then they begin to smoke.
Yeah, they begin to smoke.
Any issue with the 6-cylinder, the M54s, the old 6-cylinder engines, M52, M54?
Mostly we normally found the engines like an M52 is equipped with electric water pump.
Okay.
Mostly fails.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful.
The engine itself
is solid. Okay, and replacing that also is not a big issue here.
Not a big issue.
So my client call as we wrap up this live is to basically make sure that you come through this Friday and Saturday for this BMW Express Clinic. Give me where the location is. Google Maps is your friend, but it's on Westlands. It used to be called the Delta, now it's called Oracle Towers. Come through on the other side of this building, and they'll be able to assist you easily. And we've actually even called them as well. They'll give you all the details. Check the social media handles. It's Inchcape Kenya Limited at BMW Kenya. DM them, send them the questions. They'll be able to assist you. And I will be here on Saturdays. Come, let's hang out, let's have fun, let's talk BMW. Let's demystify all the flatbed stories that you hear. It's because your cars are not well maintained. That's why everybody's crying about flatbed, and cheap is expensive. So make sure you come through this Saturday, 2nd to 3rd of June 2023, and let's have your BMW checked courtesy of Inchcape Kenya Limited and Shell Helix Ultra. Until next Saturday, or this Saturday, drive safe and be safe.